Hello students, I am Bhumika Verma, Assistant Professor in CSE Department in Ajay Kumar Kark Engineering College, and today my topic of lecture is types of machine learning techniques or approaches, you can say, which comes under the course machine learning, that machine learning techniques, that is BCS 00055. So first thing that comes into mind, or that I have to also explained in my last lecture, is the types of learning, that is supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning. In my previous lecture I have already told that there are basically four classifications, that is supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised and reinforcement learning. So in the slide I have just removed one of the learning, that is semi-supervised learning, that because semi-supervised learning is basically the combination of the first two. So here the machine learning as a subset of AI broadly says that the learning paradigms of machine is divided into three learning categories, that is supervised, unsupervised and reinforcement learning. Each approach utilizes some different methods for training the models. So in supervised learning, the models are used to train on the label data set, where each data points has a corresponding correct output or some kind of label. The model learns to map inputs towards some outputs, and its performance is evaluated by comparing the predictions of the over the known labels. The common application towards it is the spam detection, or you can say the regression, which is used for predicting some kind of any kind of prediction is need to be done. Second will be the unsupervised learning. On the contrast to this, all these things, the model needs to be trained and the model needs to deal with the unlabeled data. It explores the data to discover the hidden patterns from within the structures and the relationship without any predefined output. The clustering is like grouping of similar data points, and the dimensional reduction, reducing of the number of variables, are some common example toward the unsupervised learning. Reinforcement learning is a learning where the agent is being trained to make decision by interacting with the environment. It will be learned through trials and error methods, or receiving some kind of rewards for the positive action and penalties for the negative ones. So the goal to develop the policy that maximizes the cumulative reward over a period of time. So it will be useful in the scenario where there are sequential decision making processes, like in the case of robotics and game playing. This is the strategy which is being applicable in the game nowadays. So these are the three categories which I'm going to discuss in the further lecture, one by one and more precisely. So this picture is a clear description of what these learnings says: supervised learning, unsupervised learning and reinforcement learning. As the picture says, the supervised learning, the model, this robot is known is termed as a model right here. So this model is being forced to learn, or is trained to learn something, and there is a supervisor with him that will make him learn that this needs to be learned. And after making a statement by him, the model is being learned. Then again, after knowing this scenario, after getting the learning from the supervisor, the model is being asked a question about what he have learned, and accordingly a scenario is given, and according to that learning by the supervisor, the model has given an output. So you can say that this is a learning in which the model is being trained, and this is a training done on the labeled data. Similarly, in case of unsupervised learning, the data is being the model is being trained in, you can say, on over the unlabeled data, in which there is no supervisor. The model needs to learn himself from whatever situation it is being given. So here the model is able to identify or classify that he has to do what accordingly, according to his own experience, and repeatedly or iteratively over the period of time. Third will be the reinforcement learning, in which the model learn from the situation itself. That means the whole scenario is known as the, you can say that this is a scenario or an environment. The model is being learned from the environment, and accordingly this picture says some kind of reward or some kind of penalty is also given there. So it is a kind of game playing in which the the agent will learn from the environment as well, and some penalties is being given if he has done anything wrong, or some wrong action is being given, and the reward will be given if some kind of positive actions or positive strategies if he hasn't applied. So these three pictures clearly shows the thing. Then if I say supervised learning, so supervised learning is one of the example in which we learn through the example, or we know that desired output should be like this. We want to predict something. That means if I say is this is a cat or a dog, so this is a simple example of supervised learning. If the model is being trained according to some pictures of cats and dog, and the after throwing all these pictures, we randomly throw some picture that to ask that whether it is a cat or a dog, the model can easily able to detect that this is a cat, it is a dog. Similarly, the males are spam or not. Similarly, to predict the values of the market values of the houses in square meters or number of rooms or a neighborhood, etc. So this is one of the example of supervised learning. So supervised learning is being considered in two categories, that is classification as well as regression. Classification, as the name suggests, that we need to classify it into some categories. That means there will be some data, and the model need to classify the data in some different categories. That means if I say there is a red ball, there is a blue ball, so model will be trained accordingly, and accordingly he'll ask to put a new ball in which of the category. So it will put the ball into the category, if it is a red, in the red box. Otherwise, if it is a blue, it will be fed into the blue box. So classification is that kind of category in which the output will be variable. That means it can be varied. That means if I am classifying it according to the cat and dog, so if there is a picture of cat and dog, so it will classify that whether it will go into the cat category or it will go into the dog category. So this is a discrete variable. Output will be in the form of discrete variable. The second kind of supervised learning will be the regression, in which the output is continuous. It is one of the example of the price and the temperature. It simply says if at a particular time, if in a particular month, this will be the price of this particular X thing, then what will be the price of this thing in that particular period of time or particular instance of time that we are predicting the future. So in this case, the model will classify the thing like this way. If this is a price at this moment of time, that at this moment of time this price will be like this. So this is kind of regression, that we are predicting something in the future. So the output is continuous in this case. So types of supervised learning will be classified as this way. The classification is the classifying of the objects in two different categories. Similarly, in regression, the model will predict the something in the future on the basis of the current state of the model. Then this is basically the supervised learning. If I say classification, then the classification says the mail is spam or not, it will rain today or not, the picture is cat or not. So that means there will be the categorical response. The response will be in the form of yes or no. That means simply 0 or 1, yes or no. So this will be a binary classification. If we are saying that the mail is spam or not, important or not, promotional or not, so there will be the category. That means the category is not of only two type, there will be different type or multi-type. So this is a case where we can say this is a multi-class classification. That means there are three classes, because here there is only two classes, that is, it is a spam or not, this is a spam or this is not spam. Then here there are three categories, that the mail is spam, it is promotional, it is non-promotional. Similarly, if I am saying that there are category of animals, there might be three categories, that is dog, cat, tiger, or something animal. So where there are two or more than two categories, so it will be known as multi-class classification. So this is classification. So the popular algorithm for classification are random forest, decision tree, logistic regressions, and support vectors. So here is the example of applications of the classification is the spam filtering, that is of email, that is spam or not. Speech recognition in the form of audio or text transmission, machine translations English to Spanish, or you can say that visual inspection, in which the image of the phone will be there. So you can say, you can classify that it is being it is defected or not. So these are the example towards it. Then the second category is the regression. The example towards it is simple linear regression, multivariate regression, decision tree algorithm, and lasso regression. The example for this will be the prediction of house, the prediction of stock, the prediction of temperature. That means we are predicting something in the future on the basis of the current responses. The types of problem we need to predict will be having some kind of continuous response value. We will predict the number of value that can vary from infinity to minus infinity to plus infinity. So these are the advantages of supervised learning. That means it uses the label data. It is helpful in predicting. The disadvantage will be it will not able to solve the complex task. It will predict the wrong output. It will take lots of computational time. Then next is the supervised learning. Supervised learning is the contradictory to the supervised learning. That means the learning is different from the supervised learning. As the name suggests, there will be no supervision. So supervision means the machine is trained using the unlabeled data. The machine predicts the output W itself. The main aim of this is to group or to categorize the unsorted data set according to the similarity or the patterns or differences. The machine are instructed to find the hidden patterns from the input data sets. So in this case, this is example of this. If there are number of, like, these are some kind of data points. So this is a collection of all these data points. So you can say that there are red color points, blue color points, green color points. All these are merged into each other. So unsupervised learning says that the machine or the model will be trained, and it has to find all these models, all these walls, all these data sets will be classified according to different colors individually and on its own. That means the model will automatically train himself or learn from the experience that these are the red color data points, these are the blue color, these are the green color. So he will able to make 3 groups individually of red, blue and green separately. So the useful learning in the data is the clustering of the data points, so that he'll be able to recognize the correlation. He'll find the hidden correlation and reduce the dimensionality, because this data is being reduced if there will be 3 groups created into this. The two types of unsupervised learning will be the clustering and the association. The example of clustering I have given already, that this is the clustering, that all these data is clustered into 3 groups. So this is a kind of clustering. Then clustering is a technique in which the objects are being clustered, used to make groups, that the object with the most similarity remain in one group, and have the fewer and the no similarity with the other group or some kind of other objects. The example for this will be the grouping of customer by their purchasing behavior. The clustering algorithm will be which we are going to further study or in the next lectures, will be the k-mean clustering algorithm, mean shift algorithm, dbSCAN, PCA or independent component analysis. So this is clustering. This is the grouping of all these data points, which I have already told you. The example will be the clustering of different type of news, the set of tweets that is being posted, the set of images on the basis of different objects. The association, the next part of this will be the association rule learning is the unsupervised learning technique, which finds the interesting relationships between the variables within the large data set. The main aim for this will be the finding the dependency of one data set over the another data set. It maps those variables according to that it will generate the maximum profit. The algorithm used for this will be the a priori algorithm, escalate or FP growth algorithm. The advantages of using association rule learning will be to solve the complicated task as compared to the supervised learning, because these algorithms work on the unlabeled data set. Then it is most preferably used for various tasks, as getting the unlabeled data set is easier as compared to the labeled data set. The disadvantage for this will be it will be less accurate, as the data set is not labeled. The algorithms are not trained with the exact output in the prior. Working on the unsupervised learning will be more difficult as it is having the unlabeled data set and it does not map the output. So this will be the advantage towards it. Then semi-supervised is the combination of all these things. Though to overcome the drawbacks of the supervised learning and the unsupervised learning, the concept of semi-supervised learning is introduced. Well, this is not actually present in the paradigm in the previous slides of this, so we are going to skip this thing. But this learning is basically the combo of both these techniques, which overcome the drawback of the supervised learning and which takes over the advantage of the unsupervised learning. So where it names come this semi-supervised learning. The quick example towards it will be the when supervised learning says when the student is learning in the supervision of the instructor at home or as a college. If I say the student is not having any kind of supervisor, so the student is going to self analyze the concept and without any help from the instructor it comes to learn something, it known as the unsupervised learning. The semi supervised learning, the student has to revise himself after analyzing and then the same concept under the guidance of the instructor, again he'll revise himself. So this is a iterative loop in the semi supervised learning. So these are the advantage for this. That is, it's very simple and easy to understand the algorithm, it is highly efficient. It also solves the drawbacks of the supervised and the unsupervised learning. Disadvantage will be the iteration result that not be stable, because I've already told you if he is learning from the supervisor, then he'll self revising, then again he will getting some kind of supervisor from the instruction. So this process is iterative. So this iteration will not give a stable result and we cannot apply this algorithm in the network level data. The accuracy of these kind of learning will be low as well. The last is the reinforcement learning. As the name says, the reinforcement work on the feedback based processes in which the AI agent automatically explore the surrounding by using the hit and trial method, taking actions, learning from the experience, improve his performance. Agent gets the rewards from the good action, get punished for the bad action. In the reinforcement learning, no label data like the supervised learning, and agent will learn from the experience only. The reinforcement learning process is very similar to the human being. For example, the child learns from various things by experience on his daily basis. That means day to day life, in the student is going to learn, a child is going to learn. The example of reinforcement learning is to play a game where the game is an environment in which the agent moves step by step, define its states, and the goal of the agent is to get the high score. The agent receive the feedback in the form of punishment or rewards or some kind of coins in some kind of games. So due to this working in the reinforcement learning is employed different fields like game theory, operational research, information theory, and multi-agent system using this learning. So this is one of the scenario in which, like, there is a dog and here the bone is given to him. So in this environment he'll learn how to get this bone. If he's doing the right action, then he'll being rewarded by this this feed of him, and if not, he'll not get things. So the environment in which the agent is performing some action, and according to his action he will be able to given some kind of rewards in the form of positive as well as negative. So this is a iterative process and this is how the reinforcement learning says. So these are the types of learning, that is supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. uh, Supervised learning is the task driven learning, which is classified into regression and classification models. Unsupervised learning is the data driven learning in which it is the focus is on the data. The uh, the classification further is with the clustering as well as the association. Reinforcement learning is the algorithm learns from to react from the environment. So these are the three types of learning. So in this lecture I'm saying that these are the learning. So this makes a clear sense of what are the types of learning we have done, what are basically the supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning with examples, and what are the various classifications or further breakdowns for the supervised, unsupervised learning, that is in the form of classification, regression, and in unsupervised learning it will be clustering and association. So we'll further learn the breakdowns as in regression and classification, and here the clustering and association in our next lecture. Till now we have discussed the types of learning with various examples. So I hope the concept is clear. Thanks for listening.